Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. My name's Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. As we head towards the weekend, we've got plenty for you tonight as we'll have many guests, including Nebraska Softball alumni Bree Peterson. We will also have, Bree Cassidy, my apologies, current softball standout Sydney Gray and her coach Rhonda Revelle as we break down the team's incredible season. And we'll be joined live in studio by Lindsay Krause coming off her stellar freshman season as she prepares for Huskers spring volleyball and their exhibition match coming up this Saturday in Grand Island. One important schedule note, Huskers softball will start tomorrow night's game against Wisconsin an hour earlier with first pitch set for 3 p.m. Pre-game coverage will be on the Huskers radio network starting at 2:50 p.m. They're looking to beat some forecasted rain with the change. Over to pro sports, where in Major League Baseball today, a lot of finals already with a lot of matinee action. The Mets dropped the Giants 6-2. The Tigers shut out the Yankees 3-0. The Guardians bested the White Sox 6-3. The Blue Jays blanked the Red Sox 3-0. The Twins also had a shutout and they beat the Royals 1-0. Currently on in action. It's in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, and the bases are loaded, so this one could change in a hurry. The Nationals are trying to make a comeback. They're down 1. It's 4-3 there in the bottom of the ninth with the tying run on third again with 2 outs there in the bottom of the ninth. And then the Cardinals and Marlins are currently scoreless in the second. Later tonight, the Pirates are in Chicago to battle the Cubs at 6:40 p.m. The Rangers and the Mariners will have their first pitch set for 8:40. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
1-1, the count to Ibarra. 1 out. Peace delivers. Ibarra swings and hits a high fly ball. Right field and deep. Evans all the way back, but it's gone. Kiyomi Ibarra with her 8th home run of the year.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cody Frank.
Levitt's first one. And Glatter swings and lets a high fly ball. Left center and deep. It's gone and we're tied. Grand slam Glatter. We're tied at 8.
The 2-1 pitch. Anderson lifts one in the air to right. That's hit well. Backing up to Sapiti. He's to the wall, and it is gone. Max Anderson busts loose with a solo shot to right.
1 on, 1 out for Maya Felder. First one to Maya. She swings and blasts it. Deep left center field, and it is gone. It's gone. The Huskers have taken the lead. They've come back from the dead, down 7, and take the lead in the 6th.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. Greg Sharpe on the road with baseball as they are back to Big Ten action this weekend at Indiana. So Greg Sharpe traveling with baseball. Big win for the Huskers last night. They'll look to keep it rolling this weekend. So I'll be flying solo here tonight, but we got a big show coming up for you. You heard Tim mentioned all the guests that will be coming in. Lindsay Krause live in studio in just a few minutes. So get those texts and calls in if you have any for Lindsay Krause on our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline. And then we're going to talk all things Nebraska softball. What a great story that's been this spring. And this team is hot. They've taken the college softball world by storm. So we've got Rhonda Revelle in studio. It's been a while since we've had her here in studio. So we have a great chat with her coming for you. But here in this first segment, we're going to talk a little NIL. So NIL has been it played a big part in all of the transfer portals, the guys in the transfer portal. We've talked a lot about that here on the show really all year about how the record numbers that have been in the portal that keep entering, and in spring we expect to see a lot more hit the portal here coming up. But there is a deadline coming up on May 1st, and big news coming out yesterday with Casey Rogers, defensive lineman for Nebraska, entering the portal. And I was pretty shocked by that. I got to tell you, that was one player that I would not have penned to put on my list of potential transfers. But he did announce that he would be entering the portal and said that he actually made a post earlier today, about 6 hours ago. And it came out yesterday that the news that he had planned to, and today officially he announced it on his social media and said, the past 4 years have been some of the most special years of my life. He's made countless memories. This May, I will be graduating from the University of Nebraska. With that being said, at this time, I will be entering the NCAA portal to explore all of my options in obtaining the best possible education and continuing to play football for my last 2 years of eligibility. I'm hoping all doors are open and none have closed as I consider the options best for me. So that is Casey Rogers, and he's announced that he's already picked up offers from Arkansas, USC, and Washington. And we have also talked a lot about how that's a position that they're looking to fill a lot of roles that were left from last year's team. One of the strengths of this football team a year ago, and a lot of Damian Daniels deciding to declare for the draft. So I know that is a position that they will be focusing on in the portal too, to bring some guys in. But that date, the portal deadline to be able to have eligibility coming up next fall, is May 1st. So we are quickly approaching that. But again, NIL playing a big part in where these guys are wanting to end up, what kind of opportunities that presents. And it is an ever-changing landscape, right, this NIL deal. And one of the partners that Nebraska has had really from the start is Open Doors. And they just announced last week, we've talked a little bit about it as well, the marketplace that has now become available in Nebraska, one of the first schools to put that in place to, again, help these student athletes navigate that. So I wanted to get a perspective on from one of the employees at Open Doors. And hey, why not Bree Cassidy, right? You might remember that name, a familiar name. She was a catcher for Nebraska Softball from 2016 to 2019. She began working at Kansas, or was at Kansas in the athletics department working with NIL education, and then just recently took on a role at Open Doors, and she is the director of NIL education. So I had a chance to visit with Bree Cassidy about all things NIL and Husker softball.
So my official title is Director of NIL Education, and my role is really just to educate everybody, anyone that's a partner school. So going out, educating administrators, student athletes, their coaches, staff, making sure that they're doing this NIL thing the right way. We want to make sure that student athletes are well protected, well educated, so that way when they go out and do deals, they feel really confident in what they're doing. And then on the administrator side, they feel good about what their student athletes are doing. They're protected, not worrying about any of those things. So I get to dive into my student athlete development background a little bit in this role, which is really great. So developing programming, developing our education modules, and then of course going out on site and being connected with student athletes is definitely one of the most favorite parts of my roles, because before, obviously, I was in student athlete development and got to work with a specific athletic department. But now to be able to be a part of Open Doors' mission of helping every athlete, to be able to do that on a grand scale is really awesome. And I couldn't imagine being in a better role.
Well, you unfortunately just missed out on being able to take advantage of NIL opportunities. But when this thing was kind of being talked about and it was getting closer and closer to being something that student athletes could take advantage of, and then all of a sudden, boom, last summer, it becomes available. And then it was almost a little bit like a free-for-all for everybody. What was your perspective on it? And I got to imagine you thought this was a good thing for college athletics and for college athletes.
Absolutely. I definitely texted Coach Ravel and said, you know, all these kids are getting these COVID extra years. What kind of waiver do I need to fill out to give myself an extra year of eligibility? One, to be a part of this team that's doing a really great job right now, but also to take advantage of NIL. You know, a lot of people see the big deals. They see, you know, the nationwide brands that are partnering with student athletes, which I think is phenomenal. But what really hits home for me, and something that I'm making a big point in my education sessions, is that, you know, it's not just about those student athletes. It's about every single student athlete having an opportunity to put a little bit of extra money in their pocket, relieving some of those financial burdens. $25 can go a long way for someone who may not be on full scholarship or playing in a sport like softball where you get partial scholarships. That's really big. And I think when people think about the opportunities for NIL, that's where I want people's minds to go to is, you know, how much money can a student athlete make is a question everyone wants to know, but really it's about the other stuff too. You know, student athletes love free meals. I still love free meals, and I'm not a student athlete anymore.
Same.
So being able, you know, to create those opportunities for student athletes that can alleviate some of the financial burden, I can only imagine what it would have done for me and my family to have a little bit of extra money in my pocket. With student athletes that may have to send some of their money home every month, or ones that have to work a side job on top of being a full-time student athlete and getting some of those things done. So that part really hits home for me, and I think it gives, you know, women's sports and the Olympic sports a platform to make their voices known, to have a presence, and it just really fits into that whole circle of giving athletes a platform to be able to put themselves out there, show people what they're about, that they're more than an athlete, and that, they're just really great people that do really great things, that are talented, and they get to capitalize on their name, image, and likeness the same way anyone else can.
So we get a lot of questions about, how these student athletes are managing this income of money for the first time. And I mean, I can think about when I was in college, my dad did my taxes, or my dad still claimed me on his taxes. How do you go about educating and preparing these student athletes for that part of it that you do have to kind of start thinking about when you do have this income coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big deal, and athletic departments are definitely asking us that question. And part of the nice thing about the education piece within the Open Doors platform is that we're talking about those things. We're bringing in experts to talk about tax literacy, all things financial literacy, how to budget, how to set aside money, how to have a savings, how to prepare for the future. Those are just some of the things that we talk about. And the nice thing about the platform, or any school like Nebraska who's a partner, anytime a student athlete goes in and discloses a deal, at the end of the year, they'll get a 1099 that'll help them file their taxes, because, again, more often than not, a lot of them have never had to understand what it means to file taxes, what it means to set money aside to pay taxes. So we try to do a really great job of making sure that we're bringing in the right people to talk about these things. That way, all of our student athletes that are on our platform have access to that education, and that they feel really good about any deals that they're doing.
What's been your perspective on where Nebraska is compared to other colleges across the country in the NIL landscape?
Yeah, Nebraska has done a really great job of being ahead of the curve. You said it best yourself, as they're prepared for it. They're having conversations about it before it even hit the ground running. I actually share a screenshot of a tweet that was sent through me through Open Doors when I was a student athlete, actually promoting a new uniform that we were launching, the good old pinstripes. And, to know that at that time when I was a student athlete, I didn't know, why we were using Open Doors or why I was going to tweet something through them. I thought it was just for good old marketing purposes, and what student athlete doesn't love a good photo shoot. But being able to know that Nebraska was ahead of these things, way ahead before July 1 of 2021 even hit, is great. And the marketplace, the school-specific marketplace that they launched this past week speaks exactly to that. They're one of the few that have one live right now. It's really great, and that marketplace is really going to allow Nebraska to maximize that NIL support for all of their student athletes.
Yeah, I did want to dive into that. Can you maybe break that down a little bit more of what exactly this marketplace is and why it is so beneficial?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, they're one of the first programs, which is awesome. So we're getting a lot of really great data from that. But really what the marketplace is designed to do is that it mobilizes that Nebraska fan base that we all know and love, and allow local organizations to really dive in and support student athletes to their fullest capabilities. So now all of our Nebraska fans, brands, sponsors, donors, they can now browse through student athletes, book a deal, pitch and pay any of them for any NIL activity, all in our one compliant platform, which is really great. And this is built specifically for the athletes' needs, which is awesome. So basically what the marketplace does, it allows those brands, fans, and sponsors to get in there, but it makes it really easy to have access to Nebraska student athletes and to have deals like the one that Sam Hyvee did for a birthday. Those are the reasons why we do this, is to be able to build those connections, especially in a place like Nebraska, specifically to Lincoln, that fan base is so connected. They really care about, those Husker student athletes, and now they have the opportunity to engage with them in a really creative way, in a way that protects both parties, which is awesome.
Listen, I'm going to dive into this Husker softball team with you, but before we do that, anything else that Husker fans should know, be aware of regarding NIL, the marketplace, anything like that that I missed that I didn't ask you about?
Yeah, definitely. The one thing I think is important for fans is that this is a really great opportunity to go out and engage with student athletes in a variety of ways, whether you want an autograph from your favorite player, if you want a birthday shout out. I always tell people, if you want to be the best birthday giver, Courtney Wallace from the Nebraska Softball team is their favorite player, you better send her pitch a deal to her through our platform and say, hey, Courtney, can you do a birthday shout out for my daughter? Because then you're going to be the best parent in the world on that birthday day. But seriously, just being able to go out and, engage with student athletes and have that opportunity to connect with them, I think is really great. It builds relationships. It's super easy. It's not daunting at all. I tell people, if you ever book the flight through Expedia, it's that easy. Flip through, find your favorite student athletes, pitch a deal to them, and go make some really great things happen with a bunch of really great student athletes.
That's awesome. Okay, how about this Nebraska softball team?
Man, they are killing it. I love to see it. Right here on my whiteboard behind me, I have their win streak going. Hopefully I'm not the reason why that gets jinxed by any means, but I could not be more excited for this program, for that coaching staff, for these players. They have worked their tails off, and it's so fun to watch them just really be gritty and win ball games, have comeback wins like they did this past weekend against Minnesota. It's just awesome, and I can't wait to see what they do in postseason.
Being that you've been a part of this program, but then you're watching from the outside this year, what's your perspective or your take on why they've put this streak together and found this level of success so far this season?
Yeah, the special thing about this team is that they're really bought into one another. When you go and watch one of their games, they're all in for whoever's on that field. They're going to support each other through and through. They celebrate the same for every person across the board. They pick each other up really well, and you can just tell that they are one team. They're bought into the game plan that the coaches are giving to them, and they're clicking on all cylinders. And they know that, hey, if we have a couple mishaps here, we give up a few runs here, that doesn't mean we're done. That means we're going to fight even that much harder to get those runs back and get ourselves on top. And you can't deny and you can't not talk about the fact that they have a group of fifth-year seniors that have really great leadership, and that 3 of their captains are pitchers. I think that's really powerful to have pitchers be your leaders, be your captains on the field, because they're at the center of it all. They're the ones leading the way. They're the ones involved in every single pitch. And when you have those extended years of experience and knowledge of seasons all across the board, I think it just sets you up really well for success.
Again, thanks to Bree Cassidy for spending some time with us. That entire conversation was about 35 minutes long, and so that was just a portion of it. If you want to hear that entire conversation, we dive into the international student athletes, how that's kind of evolving for some of our student athletes, specifically some of the Australians from the women's basketball team, all of that. Plus, she talks more Husker softball. So if you want to hear that full conversation, it's up now on our podcast platforms on the Huskers Radio Network podcast. All right, we have got a special treat for you coming up next, live in studio. Lindsay Krause from Nebraska Volleyball here in studio. So get those calls and texts in if you got any for her on our Woodhouse Auto Family Hotline, 402-413-2400. Brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Attention anyone standing near a mud puddle. Trucks and Bucks is back, so take cover. The Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game is roaring down the road again. And this year we're giving away 8 blue 2022 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. So buy a $2 Trucks and Bucks ticket today. You could win a new Ford F-150 and make a real splash in your neighborhood. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Manzer Equipment in Osmond, Nebraska, your full-time Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers since 1975.
When you're a sports fan, it's kind of like having a new love interest. You want to know all about them. Only instead of learning about someone's third-grade crush, you want to know the latest scores, stats, and lineups. To get that, you need Cox Internet. Cox gives you that window to look deeply into your beloved team's soul, not to mention their injury list. Cox, we're sports 24/7. Learn more at cox.com/sports.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Everyone knows that Dakota Mac is known for their great rates on long-term fixed ag real estate loans. But just how long-term are they? They're even longer term than the silent treatment your mom gave you after she found out you backed over her peony bushes with the riding lawnmower. Even though it could have happened to anyone. Oof, talk about long-term.
Hello, it's Jim Persinger from Dakota Mac. Give me a call at 308-284-3260 to learn all about our competitive rates on 30-year fixed-rate loans.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. As we welcome you back to Sports Nightly, I'm Jessica Coody, and so excited to have our next guest here with us live in studio, Lindsay Krause from Nebraska Volleyball, as the Huskers get set to play in their annual spring match coming up on Saturday against Kansas in Grand Island, and we're going to talk all about that. But Lindsay, how's it going? We haven't talked to you in a little bit.
It's been good. It's been a long time. Yeah, I mean, we had our beach season. We've had our 5 weeks of spring season, and it's kind of hard to believe that spring season's almost over and the semester's semester's almost over. That's kind of scary considering school, but yeah, it's been great. And yeah, I mean, we went far in the tournament. We had a great season, but yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, you're a freshman, but almost a sophomore. Does it feel like your freshman year is almost over?
It went by very fast for sure, but I feel like I'm like not a freshman anymore because like with all of season and then spring season, it's kind of just, and we have our incoming freshmen that are here already. We have 3 of them. And so I've already kind of taken on the role of not really a freshman anymore. And so of the other girls in my class, we're not the freshmen, they're the freshmen.
That's awesome. How was beach? So your first time playing beach?
Yes, it's very different. I had never played beach volleyball at all before in my life. So it's a very big transition. Learning how to stand in the sand, and just let alone move in the sand, was a very big step for me. But it was very fun, and the whole beach season is just all about perspective, I think, and learning what you can during beach and how different it is, and kind of mindset stuff, and how you can take that back indoor. I feel like that's a big reason we play beach, is we're not expecting to go compete with these like go into the tournament beach teams, but we're doing it as a different thing to do, a break from indoor, and a way to have team bonding, and a way to just get a different perspective for indoor.
Great workout though, right?
Oh, wow. Yes. Get muscles in my legs I never thought I had. Can't move the next day. There was one day I was so sore I could not straighten my leg. The hamstring just wouldn't allow it. She was like, nuh-uh, not happening today.
Who was your partner?
I played with Nicklin for most of the season, and then towards the end of the season I played with Hayden Kubik a little bit, one of our incoming freshmen.
And how was in Hawaii? Was a lot of fun, I gotta imagine. It's just a terrible trip that you guys had to go on.
I know, it's just horrible. I don't know why anyone would want to go there. It was so beautiful. I had never been to Hawaii before, and going to Hawaii makes everything else seem just like, well, like we were coming back from Hawaii, and we made a stop in California to play a few more beach games. And people were talking about like possibly going to the beach. We didn't end up going to the beach, but people were like, let's go to the beach. And I was like, why would we go to the beach? Hawaii's prettier. It's like any other time I'd be in California, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, I'm in California. But coming from Hawaii, it's like, nah, no.
Well, I was jealous. I was pretty upset that I didn't get the call to go be like a sideline reporter for you guys. But I know it's always a great experience for you. We do have a question for you, Doc, in Omaha. Doc, you got us?
I am right here. Good evening, Jessica. Hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
So first, let me say how exceedingly proud I am of the Husker women's volleyball team for last year, and just excelling, persevering, going through the lineup changes early on in the season, and Big Ten play, going out to Stanford and how things went there. And the whole season was just like some sort of movie. It was great.
How was it? What was it
During
like?
the regular season.
Sorry, I cut you off. I think you cut out for there for a second. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and to hand it to Texas the way you guys did, thank you very much. And do it again. So, but to persevere and then to make it to the national championship game match and to play Wisconsin the way y'all did, I mean, just incredible. Just really incredible. So congratulations on that. So my question is basically this. You're no longer a freshman, and looking back at last year, what would you think that you would need to improve in your game going into this season?
Yeah, so obviously I only played 3 rotations. I was a 3-rotation hitter, and I think as any outside hitter is, and growing up I played 6 rotations when it came to high school and club, but college is a brand new ball game. So for me as an outside hitter who is not playing 6 rotations, I would say that's obviously the next step, is getting to the point where I can serve receive and I can play defense and back row attack, because I want to be a 6-rotation player one day. And so that's what I'm really working on right now. It's what I've been doing this spring and what I'm going to be working for this summer. So I would say that's the next point in my game.
Good stuff.
Right on. Well, I'm glad you're part of the team, and go Big Red. Looking forward to the next season.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the call, Doc. What goes into that? Because, I mean, you hear Coach Cook talk about that a lot, that you have to be able to pass and all of that. So how do you become more of that player like you're talking about being a 6-rotation player?
Something we talk about in practice a lot is lonely practice and skills that you can do without anybody else, without kind of that don't really concern anybody else. And I think serve receive is one of those things, because you're obviously serve receiving with 2 other passers or 1 other passer back there, but it is something that you can control. You see the serve, the ball is yours, it's something that you can control. So just so many reps and just really working hard, and we have keys that we know that we're getting better at, and serve receive is just really something that I've chose to kind of hone in on this spring, and something that I've really worked on getting better. And I know it's the next step in my game, so it's something where I really direct a lot of my focus. So it's really just kind of having the confidence to do so, and just really like honing in on it.
I know you guys were disappointed when you walked off the court. You wanted to win a national title, but I mean, you played such a huge role, especially down the stretch. How do you reflect on all of last year and the growth of this team, but also the growth of yourself by the end of the season?
Yeah, I say that we really pride ourselves on a team out teaming other teams. I think it was really reflective, or we saw it a lot when we played Texas. We are going into Texas's gym, and they are a huge physical team. And like, yeah, we got some tall girls, but like, I wouldn't really consider us a really physical team as compared to Texas, which is insane. And so like, Texas is insane. Like, they're just bouncing balls left and right, and they got these big physical hitters and blockers. And it's so obvious when we were going into that match, and I think anybody who's watching can see it, how much we played like a team compared to how Texas plays as a team. I feel like we really pride ourselves on out-teaming other people, and we know that like with our defense, it's so obvious with our defense and our scrappiness and our blocking and the way we attack. It's just, we know that individually we're not going to be able to beat teams like some of the more physical teams that can really depend on like one player to really carry them through. We're not one of those teams. We know that as a team we have to out-team other people. And so that means every single person has to be on their game. And so I feel like that's what was able to carry us through so long, is we all care so much and we want it so much for our teammates. So we showed up every day for each other. And so, yeah, as far as reflective on my part, I think as far as I got to the tournament, it's just really opens your eyes. It's like, it's go time. Mm-hmm. This could be my senior's last match. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this is not my senior's last match. And that's just what everybody does, especially as we got to the tournament. It's just like everyone really focuses on, like, I want to do it so much for the girls around me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that was evident that this team had a lot of chemistry in the way you guys came together and loved playing with each other. But it's not something that I think maybe from the outside you think, oh, well, there's a lot of players that were on that team last year. You just carry it over. You kind of have to rebuild that chemistry back up, right? And I'm sure a lot of that is being done right now.
Yeah. Especially last year, we had 6 freshmen on our team, so obviously that was almost half, like one player from being half the team. So just having that many new players, it kind of puts a little bit of pressure on our older players to make sure that we're, I guess, doing the right things, especially at the beginning of the season, like keeping us in line almost. And then by the time it gets to the end of the season, it's really just knowing what we have to do, knowing as a team we have expectations and things that we have to accomplish, and it doesn't matter how old you are, like your level of experience, how, like, if you're a starter, never been a starter before, it doesn't matter. You fulfill your role and you do it right, and there's expectations and you have to do it.
I'm curious to get your take on, you were a freshman last year, so you go through the recruiting process, you get to know the coaches through that aspect, but then when you get here and you play for Coach Cook, what was that like? You're laughing right now. I know he does a lot. You guys have dinner, sometimes when he would have his shows, I think on Tuesday nights, he was coming from having dinner with the freshmen. Yeah. I mean, what was that like playing for him last year?
Coaches, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He can be real hard to play for sometimes, but one thing about Coach is he cares so much about you. And no matter how hard he might be on you during this practice, how much he's really getting on your butt, I know in my heart how much he cares about me and how much he values our relationship as coach and player, and then off the court, just as people. And so playing for Coach, it's very fun, and I'm very fortunate too, but it's definitely, like, I'm in college, I'm playing volleyball in the Big Ten, the best conference in college volleyball. Like, my coach is not going to be all nice to me and rainbows and, like, lollipops. Like, it's college volleyball. You got to get your game on. But, yeah, I mean, as soon as you step off the court, like, he cares so much about you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, got a couple texts for you. One says, best wishes to you, volleyball players. at Grand Island this Saturday, and extended wishes to the 2022 season with another finals appearance. And then got another one. Does playing at home add pressure and nerves to the match? A lot of people and emotions there.
I would say playing in front of people for my very first game, the red white my freshman year, I was so nervous. Just because I think as a high school player, and kind of the way athletics are nowadays, is like you're kind of like hyped up so much as being in like high school and club before you even get to college, and so you really feel like there's a lot of expectations of you as soon as you get there. So I was so nervous going into my first red white, but it gets so much easier, and I feel like you really realize how much everybody around you like wants you to succeed. I feel like a lot of times athletes can get stuck, and like this even happens to me where I'm like, oh my gosh, like everybody wants to see me fail, like they're like rooting for me to fail. It's like, that's so not true. Like everyone around you wants you to succeed so bad, and that grandma in the first row, she's gonna love you whether you hit this ball out or in. like these fans, like they care so much about us, and I feel like you can get so caught up in like letting people down, and that's just gonna take kind of your joy out of the game. And people play college athletics because they love the game and they want to commit to something, and they have that internal drive. And when you let kind of your emotions of like letting people down, like all this stuff like kind of overtake you, it really takes the joy out of it. That's why I feel like sometimes you see like burnout and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it was super fun, and I've gotten so much better about not really letting nerves affect me so much. But
what a great perspective. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so this Saturday, Grand Island, the annual spring match, you got Kansas, 5 o'clock, sold out in 8 minutes.
I know.
How about that?
That's insane. I don't know how my parents got tickets. They did somehow.
But you're a Nebraska kid. How important is this to have this match somewhere not, in Lincoln, given an opportunity for other fans to be able to watch you guys play?
I've always thought the spring match was so cool how they do it in Western Nebraska. Everywhere, like no matter, like anybody can come and see you watch, and I think it's so important, and it really shows how we as a program really appreciate the fan base and how much love we have for everyone around us, and the continued support for everybody in the entire state of Nebraska.
What's the goal? What do you guys want to accomplish on Saturday?
A W, obviously.
Well, yes.
We're gonna get that done, but I think we really want to, as a team, really show, keep our culture and kind of reputation as very scrappy defense, kind of just out-teaming people, and really kind of display that. I feel like that's obviously going to be our goal coming into this 2022 season, of really keeping that as the forefront of our team.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. It flew by. I got to get you out of here at 6:42, so I appreciate you coming in. I know fans love hearing from you guys, and can't wait to watch you guys play on Saturday again, 5 o'clock at Grand Island against Kansas, and we'll have a call for you right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Perfect.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you so much.
It. All right, we're going to break here on Sports Nightly. Keep it right here, and buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Show your style through every mile and get your Chevy your way. Discover the 2022 Silverado. From off-road adventures to navigating the city, this truck has the strength to take on what's next. A robust refresh gives the Silverado bold new looks and improved functionality. Plus, multiple trim levels ensure there is a Silverado that's strong enough to ride with you. Find new roads and explore all our inventory arriving daily at WoodhouseGM.com and at our dealership in Missouri Valley, Iowa.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you gotta be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska's new collaborative biosecurity lab is leading research to safeguard America's food supply against growing threats, in partnership with the U.S. Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. The lab brings together world-leading expertise in agriculture and a deep understanding of the complexities of strategic deterrence across the threat spectrum and in multiple domains.
Be a good day for her to lift one down the line again. Lecker to the line, the 1-0. Neal swings and blasts this one. Deep right field. Connor going back. It's gone. A grand slam for Caitlin Neal. And the Huskers lead 7-0. Nebraska Softball heads to Madison to take on Wisconsin Friday. Pre-game coverage begins at 4:50. First pitch at 5 on the Huskers radio network, Huskers.com, and the official Nebraska Athletics app.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Smith deals the 2-0. Chick hits one high in the air in center field. That's pushing Schwabe back. He's to the track. He's to the wall. He looks, and it is gone. Cam Chick gets one out of here to straightaway center field.
Tomorrow, Huskers baseball kicks off a weekend road trip when they take on Indiana at 6 p.m. Central. Join us on the Huskers radio network for pregame coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Huskers fans, it's time to plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Single game tickets are on sale now at huskers.com/Ireland. Start the 2022 season in the best way. Plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Buy your single game ticket today at huskers.com/Ireland.
There's always a reason to celebrate, and we are at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair during the Jeep Celebration event. From the legendary 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee to the redesigned new Jeep Compass, Jeep carries a lineup of capable SUVs built for modern adventures on and off-road. Don't miss out. Shop now during the Jeep Celebration event in-store in Blair or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Nothing goes better with Husker sports than Fairbury. Fairbury, premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. The highest quality beef, pork, and natural spices give you the best tasting hot dog and your hometown favorite Big Red hot dog. Look for Fairbury hot dogs all year long at your local grocery store. Fairbury, the official hot dog of the Huskers and Nebraska fans everywhere.
At Great Western Bank, they understand what commitment to community means. It's more than setting up shop. For Great Western Bank, commitment means growing together and serving their communities. With more than 50 locations in Nebraska, they are dedicated to making life great. Thank you, Lincoln, for allowing them to be a part of this great community. Great Western Bank, member FDIC.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network broadcast center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. How great is Lindsay Krause? I mean, I just love watching her play and then getting to know her a little bit and chat with her off the court. What a great person, fun to talk to, great perspective. So appreciate her stopping by. And again, that's coming up, the Grand Island match. I cannot wait to watch this Husker volleyball team back in action. We'll have the call for you on the Huskers Radio Network. 5 o'clock is when that match starts, but we will have a pregame show starting at 4:30. Matt Coatney will be on the call for us. John Baylor is on vacation, but Lauren Cook-West will be in attendance for that one. So you'll want to make sure and tune in on the Huskers Radio Network. It will also be on TV, so you can check your local listings for that. So again, appreciate Lindsay Krause tuning in or coming by the studio and chatting with us. And if you missed any of the conversation, we're going to be posting it right now on our Huskers Radio Network podcast platform. So coming up on Sunday, a really special event here at Nebraska, a night at the Lead, and it started off as an event to honor and celebrate and give awards for academic awards and community service awards, and it's grown into this really big deal. The student athletes all get dressed up, there's a red carpet, and it's just a fun night to celebrate all the achievements and accolades of all of the incredible student athletes here at Nebraska. And so again, they'll be giving out a lot of team awards, a lot of individual academic awards and community service awards, but the 4 athletic awards that they will be giving out on Sunday is the Male and Female Newcomer of the Year and Male and Female Athlete of the Year. And so lots of choices to choose from. I've given Andrew and Tim the assignment, and I want you guys to play along with us as well. The nominees are out for all 4 of those categories, and they're going to, we don't know the winners yet. They'll be announced on Sunday, so we'll have to follow back up with you guys next week on our show and let you know who won. But would love to get our listeners and viewers' perspective on who your nominees and who your winners would be for the Male and Female Newcomer of the Year, Male and Female Athlete of the Year here at Nebraska. So text those in on our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline, 402-413-2400. We're going to keep talking about this throughout the show, but I wanted to get that out there before we get too far along in the show, and because I just am anxious to see what everybody's perspective is on that one. Lots to choose from in those categories. So hit us up, 402-413-2400, the Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. All right, we went a little long in our first couple of segments, so we're going to work in our final break here before we move into hour number 2. Keep it here on Sports Nightly and buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sapp Brothers. For 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Make it custom, make it yours. Right now at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair, you can get up to $2,500 off MSRP when you place a custom 2022 Ram 2500 or 3500 order during Ram Truck Month. Get $1,000 off MSRP when you custom order. Plus, with a qualifying trade-in, get an additional $1,000 off. Business owners get an additional $500 off. Shop Ram Truck Month online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Welcome back into Inside Sports Nightly and our final segment here of hour number one. I'm Jessica Coody, and Nebraska Softball back on the road this weekend. They'll head to Wisconsin. Big matchup for them, big opportunity. They'll take that 18-game winning streak. 18-game winning streak. Just cannot say that enough. How about that? For the Husker softball team, they will have a big challenge and big opportunity to add to that resume to continue to maybe, make a case to host a regional here at Bowlin Stadium. In Wisconsin, currently, those RPIs change every single day. They update it as teams continue to play. So Wisconsin currently, I think, 28 in the RPI. But again, going on the road and getting those wins would be absolutely huge for them. So we looked it up, and I was told that it is now the second longest streak in all of college softball. The owner of the longest streak is 20 games, Arizona State. So Nebraska softball with the second longest current winning streak in the country at 18 games, and look to add to it on Saturday. Do want to mention this. Tim mentioned it at the top of the show, but in case you missed it, that first game tomorrow has changed. It will they moved it to 2:50, so the pregame show will start at 2:50, so 3 o'clock first pitch instead of 5 o'clock. Rain, I guess, coming in the area at Wisconsin, so they'll try to make sure and get that one in. So make sure you make note of that and tune in to Nate Rohr and right here on the Huskers Radio Network for that one at Wisconsin for a 3-game series. So we're going to keep talking Nebraska softball because what a story it's been, and a lot of notable people and analysts and national analysts and national commentators that cover softball for all networks have really taken notice of Nebraska and saying that they're a surprise team. Keep a lookout on them. But you're going to hear from Rhonda Revelle coming up here in hour number 2 about how this team is approaching this week. And even despite all the hype, they're not buying into it. Hey, we got to take care of business. We got to keep working. We got to keep getting better and taking it one day at a time. So we all love to hype it up, and that's fun and that's great. Let's keep doing that. But the team, they're not going to buy into that just yet. They're trying to make sure that they keep approaching things exactly how they have been because, hey, it's been working, right? So much more on Husker softball as they will hit the road this weekend. We've got Sydney Gray, the third baseman for the Huskers. What a phenomenal story she's been. Came in as a freshman, had a great year as a freshman, tore her ACL, and at the beginning of the year, Coach Revelle really bragged on the way she approached all of her rehab and got ready and got back to playing. So we're going to hear from Sydney Gray, and then we're also going to hear from Coach Revelle. So you want to make sure and keep it right here on Sports Nightly as we talk lots of Husker softball coming up here on hour number 2. And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400, the Sports Nightly hotline brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. All right, we got more from Sports Nightly, hour number 2, up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Rise above the sea of sameness and shop the Lincoln Corsair at Woodhouse Lincoln, the Omaha Metro's exclusive Lincoln dealer. The Lincoln Corsair has seating for 5 and integrated technology features that deliver the functionality you need. With an expressive aesthetic and luxurious interior, the Lincoln Corsair is quiet luxury redefined. Visit us in-store off 144th and Giles Road at Woodhouse Place or online at woodhouselincoln.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go is mealtime made easy. Just order delicious meals online for convenient curbside pickup or have it delivered. Want breakfast? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Need lunch? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Doing dinner? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Get pancakes, burgers, fried chicken, lasagna, high chai Asian dishes, sushi, pizza, and more. If you're craving it, Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go has it with curbside pickup or delivery. Order today at hyvee.com/mealtime.
Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. As we head toward the weekend, we've got plenty ahead still in hour 2 of our show tonight, as we'll feature Nebraska softball standout Sydney Gray and her coach Rhonda Ravel as we break down the team's incredible season thus far. Another scheduling note relating to softball. You just heard Jess mention it at the end of the last hour, but they are rescheduling tomorrow's game to an earlier start time, 2:50. Pregame coverage begins here on the Huskers radio network. That's 2:50 Central, and at 3 p.m. will be first pitch. They're trying to beat some inclement weather that's forecasted in Wisconsin in the evening, so that game moved up. Over to pro sports in Major League Baseball today. Already final. The Mets dropped the Giants 6-2. The Tigers shut out the Yankees 3-0. The Guardians bested the White Sox 6-3. The Blue Jays blanked the Red Sox 3-0. The Twins also blanked the Royals 1-0. The Diamondbacks, when we checked in last hour, it was the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. The Diamondbacks were able to hold on. They were able to stymie the Nationals, who had the bases loaded in that bottom of the ninth, but could not get the tying run across. So they fall to Arizona 4-3. Currently, the Marlins lead the Cardinals 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. The Pirates and Cubs are scoreless in Chicago in the first. And later tonight, the Rangers and Mariners will have their first pitch at 8:40. Also in the NBA, it is all Timberwolves at the end of the first quarter. They are the first playoff game on tonight. It's 39-21 as they lead the Grizzlies. In that one later on tonight, we'll see at 8 p.m. Central the Mavericks and the Jazz, and at 9 the Warriors and the Nuggets. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
1-1, the count to Ibarra. 1 out. Peace delivers. Ibarra swings and hits a high fly ball. Right field and deep. Evans all the way back, but it's gone. Cam Ibarra with her 8th home run of the year.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cody Frank.
Levitt's first one. And Glatter swings and lets the high fly ball. Left center and deep. It's gone and we're tied. Grand slam Glatter. We're tied at 8.
The 2-1 pitch. Anderson lifts one in the air to right. That's hit well. Backing up to Sapiti. He's to the wall, and it is gone. Max Anderson busts loose with a solo shot to right.
1 on, 1 out for Maya Felder. First one to Maya. She swings and blasts it. Deep left center field, and it is gone. It's gone. The Huskers have taken the lead. They've come back from the dead, down 7, and take the lead in the 6th.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hour number 2 here of Sports Nightly on this Thursday evening. Our final show of the week is we'll be on the air with baseball coming up tomorrow night, which is where Greg Sharpe is traveling with the team as they will get set to play Indiana on the road this weekend. But let's talk and continue to talk some Husker softball, who will hit the road as well this weekend at Wisconsin. 67 home runs this team has hit. It's 10th in the nation. Leads the Big Ten. Sydney Gray, Billy Andrews. Billy Andrews has hit 18. She leads the team. Sydney Gray is second on the team with 9. So they combined for 27. Those 27 home runs are more than half of the league, of the Big Ten Conference. So more than 7 teams, those 2 have combined for those home runs. But night in and night out, you're seeing so many different players step up to the plate and be the hero, deliver the big hit when they needed it. So many different weapons. That's been such a big key to this team that you're going to hear Coach Ravel talk about here in just a little bit. But Sydney Gray is a player that came in as a freshman. This freshman sophomore class is just very, very, very talented. Last year freshman, this year sophomore, so talented. A lot of young talent on this team. And Sydney Gray came in and had a great freshman year, but saw it come to an unexpected end as she tore her ACL. But I remember Coach Ravel coming in right before the season started, and she was really bragging on Sydney Gray and her approach to having, attacking that ACL rehab, because coming from someone who tore both my ACLs, it is not easy to go through that and be away from your team, and it's a long, daunting process. And so for her to attack it the way that she did and have the mindset that she did, and then to be able to come back and have the sophomore season that she's having, because in addition to coming off a injury like that, a lot of times, sometimes you see freshman and sophomore between that year. You kind of have to hit that sophomore slump, quote unquote. But not Sydney Gray, not Billy Andrews. Gray's hitting .336. She started all 42 games, playing third base there, 9 home runs. Also second on the team with 36 RBIs. The sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona. Here is my conversation with her. Well, we welcome in Sydney Gray from Nebraska Softball. How you doing? Exciting week, coming off a big series over Minnesota, headed to Wisconsin. You guys are in the ranking. How does it feel right now?
It feels amazing. I mean, we try and stick day to day, just keep doing what we've been doing. You know, that's how we've gotten here. But, you know, yeah, it's been a really fun time. I love my team, love going to practice, getting ready for every game. So we're just having a blast. 18
in a row you guys have won, and fans have been just screaming and yelling for you guys to enter the top 25, and you finally break into that this week. I mean, you have caught college softball, the world by storm. But what was you guys as a team, what was your take on it? Because you have kind of flown under the radar a little bit. Now that people are paying attention, what was your take when, hey, your name does pop up in that top 25?
I mean, it was awesome seeing our name put up there, but, you know, we've kind of knew that that's where we're meant to be and that we could strive for that. And so we just kind of know that we've earned it. We've worked hard every day. We know from the beginning that our work ethic and our mindset is going to get us there. And so it just kind of was like we just kept working, go day by day, do everything that we should do, and then we were going to come up at the top, and that's what happened. So it's great seeing all of our hard work pay off.
Seems like you guys have such a good perspective on it. Like, yeah, we know what's happening on around us, but we got to kind of focus on us and not get too caught up in that, right? Is that kind of the approach for this team?
Very much so, yeah. We are trying to stay just pitch by pitch. We talk so much about just staying in the next pitch because that's what's most important at the moment, and I think that's what's going to keep us moving up.
So take me back to Sunday. You guys are down 8-1. We talked to Coach Ravel about it, but what was your perspective as a player in the dugout through the lineup when you guys are like, okay, are we going to come back and win this thing? Or how did you guys, what was you guys as players' approach to it?
So one thing that's just so amazing about this team is that no matter the score, like, we just believe in each other, like, so much. Like, so we could be down, like you said, 8-1, and I feel like every single person on our team just knows, like, oh, we're going to come back from this. Like, we believe in each other so much and know that each person is capable of putting things together and making us come up with the win and do good things. So I feel like the entire game, like, we're like, okay, this one's going to be more of a challenging one. Like, we're going to have to put our stuff together a little bit better, but it's going to happen. We're going to do it for each other. And so I think, like, it's just so fun being in that environment, knowing that, like, we're doing it for each other and just having fun as a team. So
yeah, it's somebody different. It seems like every game that's stepping up, that's the hero, and Peyton Glatter, you know, hits a grand slam. What's that like to be a part of a lineup like that, to where it is literally pass the bat and everybody in this lineup can do some major damage?
Yeah, it's honestly just fun. Like, it is just so fun. Like, I don't know another word to describe it, because you just know that, like, if I didn't do my part in this time, well, someone else in the lineup is going to do it, and then hopefully I'm going to be able to do it for them the next time. And it's just like one after the other, and having that, like, mindset and knowing that your team has your back, it just helps you do so much better and have a great time. Yeah.
Well, I know you're coming off the ACL injury, but you know, there's a lot of young talent on this team, a lot of freshmen that are now sophomores that are making a big impact. What's the jump like, the difference? What's the biggest difference, I guess, between freshman and sophomore year?
I would say freshman year, you kind of have a lot going on in your mind, and you're just like, whoa, this is all new. Like, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. And so I feel like sophomore year, you're able to take everything that you've learned freshman year and just build off of it and have a little bit more like, okay, like, I'm here, I can do this. Like, and then you're also able, like, I love mentoring some of our freshmen and helping them in the ways that I liked to help when I was a freshman. So I don't know, I feel like you just get a little bit more chill, you know more of the team and what your role is, and so you're just able to kind of contribute a little bit more, and that's awesome.
Visiting with Nebraska Softball, Sydney Gray. Well, take me back to your recruiting process. You played for Maddie Fowler, Burkhart's mom, right? When you were in high school?
Yep.
So she was your high school coach?
So no, she was actually my club coach for like my entire high school career though. And so like in softball, club is really important compared to like high school. So yeah, her and Kenzie Fowler, her sister, Maddie Fowler's sister, was my coaches.
That's awesome. So is that kind of how you knew a little bit about Nebraska, was through Maddie?
Yeah, and so Caitlin Neal, she's my roommate and like best friend. She actually committed here, I think her 8th grade year, so she was committed really early, and so I kind of knew that, but we never really super interested in Nebraska for whatever reason. Like, it's just kind of like who you see, who you know, that sort of thing. But then all of a sudden, I think it was like the end of my sophomore year, Kelly was like, well, what about Nebraska? Like, let's look at Nebraska. Maddie went there, Caitlin's like going there, like, and I was like, okay. Came here, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're right. Like, there is no place like Nebraska. And so just after the first visit, I was like, yep, that's where I want to be. I loved Caitlin. Like, I was like, okay, I'll know someone. Maddie's amazing. Like, I know the coaches are amazing. So I just was like, yep, yes, for sure.
That's awesome. Speaking of Caitlin, how special was it to see, the moment for her to hit the home run on her dad's birthday, but then for her to perform the way that she did all last week?
I am just so proud of her. Like, literally, it gives me chills every time. There's not many words to describe it, just because I love her so much. She's my best friend forever, and I'm just so proud of her to see her do such amazing things and just keep going. So, yeah.
What's it like being a part of a team? Because it seems like you guys really like each other, and you talked a lot about, and that's a phrase that a lot of you guys say, that we want to play for each other and win for each other and do it for each other, and we got each other's back. What's it like being a part of a team like that, where you have such strong chemistry?
It's the best feeling ever. Like, this is exactly what you want in a team, and everyone's been in teams that maybe don't have that or working towards it, or they do, and when you're finally there, it's just like wow, this is what makes the game so amazing, and this is where you want to be every time. And not like, there comes ups and downs with everything, so it's not always going to be glory and whatever, but when it is, it's awesome to just live in the moment and realize, like, this is a fun time, like, let's just keep building off of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For you last year, you were having a heck of a freshman year, and then you tear your ACL. How devastating was that moment for you as a freshman in that moment, and just your freshman year that you're doing so well comes to a complete halt?
Yeah, so it was a surprise, but in the fall I was kind of like not doing my best, and I was like, so I had to change my whole mindset. And so when I come spring, like, I changed my mindset. I was like, okay, we're just going to make it simple, do what you know how to do. And the results were much better. And so, like you said, I was doing pretty well, and all of a sudden it just got cut off, and I was like really stunned at first, like, wow, you never think that things like that are necessarily going to happen to you, but I was like, things happen for a reason. Like, I will be okay. My support staff was amazing. Like, there's seriously no place better. My trainers, coaches, team, like, they just all had my back. And so I was like, people have gone through this before. They come out better. Like, this can only make me stronger, help me learn a lot of patience, figure out how I can come out of it and gain other skills and become better from it. So I think keeping that positive mindset, having all the people around me that help me stay with that, and then just realize, like, I'm going to come back and just work from where I was at before, and hopefully it'll go well.
Yeah, before the season even started, Coach Ravel was really bragging about your approach to it, because I do think a lot of athletes, when they have a major injury like that, can get down, and it's hard to battle even just the mental part of it. So how were you able to pick back up and continue to get right back into this lineup and perform the way you're performing now?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it goes to, like, my support system. Like, they were just always like, you're gonna come right back, like, it is okay. Like, they just were amazing for me, and so that helped so much. And then also just knowing how much confidence they had in me also helped. And so I kind of just rolled with that, and I was like, you can't do anything about what happens, so you can only focus on how it's going to get better. So I kept working for that, and I was like, you can't worry about what if this happens, what if I'm not as good as I was, like, all that kind of stuff. I just try to live in the moment, do my rehab every day, get better at that every day, control what I could control and get better at, so that eventually I would be where I wanted to be at. So yeah, just sticking with that mindset. My coaches helped me so much with that, and it was awesome.
So it had to feel pretty great that it all paid off. I mean, I've had 2 ACL injuries, and that grind is not easy. So for you to get back out there and to be able to pick back up, it had to be just an elating feeling.
It really was, yeah. Because like you said, a lot of adversity from going through rehab and trying to get back to having normal knees again. But yeah, it has been really fun, and kind of sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, like this really did happen, and I'm here. This is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Made you stronger. There's no doubt about it. Let's talk about this weekend going to Wisconsin. How do you guys approach going back on the road? This is a big one for you guys. Wisconsin's high in the RPI. Be good for you guys in the resume. How do you approach going to Wisconsin?
Well, like I said before, our approach really kind of just stays the same. Like, we go to practice, we do what we know, like how to do it well, prepare, and just work day by day. Each swing, each pitch, we just are focusing on. And so, yeah, we travel tomorrow, and we're just hoping, we're thinking about the first game, winning every pitch, and just, doing what we know we can do.
It's awesome. And then the support that you guys have had from Husker Nation just on social media, showing up at the games. What has that meant to you? And to see that, especially when last year was so weird and you didn't have fans the whole time, and it was just kind of a funky year. So for you to get that full experience of what Husker Nation is like and that support behind you.
Yeah, Husker Nation is just amazing. Like, we have fans unlike any other school, and so it's just really awesome to see the support and just all the people behind us. Like, they don't necessarily get to see all the work that we do every day and put into this to get to where we are, but they're always behind us and giving us that little more push to keep going, and so it's really fun.
It's awesome. Well, Sydney Gray, we appreciate your time, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
What a fun conversation, and again, she's part of that team that is just lighting it up right now. So I had some questions about where this team is ranked. There's about, 75 different polls. No, there's about 6, I think, that currently they're all at different numbers. They're at 25, I think, in the NCAA, 24. Softball America has them at 22. D1 Softball has them at 21. So, but this is the first week that they're in all of those polls, and 28 in the RPI. And if they perform well this weekend, next weekend at Ohio State, that RPI number will continue to grow up as well. So this team is just lighting up the stats. They are on track to break records for this program records. But shout out to Cassidy, who is the softball SID. She's been amazing in helping me line up these interviews every single week. But she put out her notes this week, and I wanted to read a few of the nuggets from her notes. The Huskers are the only undefeated team in conference play in the Big Ten. Nebraska ranks first in the conference in batting average, hits, home runs, RBIs, total bases, slugging percentage, walks, and on-base percentage, and also leads the conference in home runs per game. And Nebraska's fielding percentage, 972 fielding percentage, is currently chasing the school record of 973 set in 2006, and looking for the 14th consecutive conference victory that would mark the longest conference win streak for the Huskers since 16-0 in the Big 12 in 1998. And currently average 6.9 runs per game, on track to tie the school record of 6.9 set in 2015. So, yeah, I mean, it is unbelievable what the numbers are doing, and it is easy to just go right towards what the hitting numbers are, but this is a great defensive team, and the pitchers are performing so well as well. So getting it done in all 3 phases, and I think they'll continue to keep putting some wins together, and we'll see where they end up. But got a great approach going, and can't wait to see them get back at it this weekend. And we're going to keep talking Husker softball here on Sports Nightly. We got the head coach, Rhonda Revelle, coming up next here on Sports Nightly. And the Sports Nightly hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplify car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Again, 402-413-2400 if you want to be a part of the show. Keep it right here on Sports Nightly. Rhonda Revelle up next.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold, organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself. That's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA-certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use. It gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Searching for your next vehicle? Shop Woodhouse first. Over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles in stock and on our lots, with new trades arriving daily that you can explore on woodhouse.com. Plus, confidence comes standard when you purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Woodhouse. With our multi-point inspection, transparent pricing, available add-on warranties, and financing options, purchasing a pre-owned vehicle has never been simpler. Experience the difference and drive away today confident and road-ready in your new vehicle from Woodhouse.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more at nefffafoundation.org. Brought to you by CPI, Cooperative Producers, adding value, sharing success. And the Nebraska Farm Bureau, the trusted voice for Nebraska farm and ranch families.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Monday nights are now famous for something else. Powerball. That's right, Powerball is adding Monday nights to the lineup so you have more days to play. Plus, with a starting jackpot in the millions, you don't want to pass up this chance to score a bundle of money. Get pumped for Powerball with drawings Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you gotta be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
The Huskers provide the best on the field, and so does Kubota. The new Kubota L60 Limited Edition Series provides the best package for affordability, quality, and comfort, like the deluxe Grand L factory-installed cab or spacious open operator station. Maximize performance with Kubota's best-in-class HST Plus transmission and many other features of the L60 LE Series. Experience the Kubota difference. Visit nebraska-kubota-dealers.com or see Sandberg Implement in Gering or Dinkle Implement in Norfolk.
There's nothing better than the smoky aroma of grilled beef at the ballpark. This is Anne Marie with the Nebraska Beef Council reminding you to pick up a package of steaks or burgers for your next tailgate party. Whether you're setting up in the parking lot or cheering from home, nutritious beef is a home run choice when cheering on the Huskers. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for delicious beef recipes, grilling tips, and tailgate inspirations. Beef, it's what's for dinner in Nebraska.
Welcome back into Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and man, this Nebraska softball team has been quite a story, have won 18 in a row, so we're going to continue to talk about that. We welcome in the head coach, Rhonda Ravel. How much fun are you having coaching this softball team right now?
Well, I've had fun with them all year long. I mean, we go back to the fall. Every day's been fun, and the reason that it's been fun is because they've just come in and they've done their business. They can be lighthearted when it's time to be lighthearted, but when it's time to flip the switch, they're really good at that. And they're doing the same thing through this time. And I tell them that the fans are hyping the streak, but we're just going one at a time.
You know, every person that's come in here that I've talked to every week as it's grown and grown, they have, I guess they're hearing your message loud and clear, because it isn't, they don't want to talk about it. It's, hey, the next game, one game at a time. They're not looking ahead. They're not looking to tomorrow. They're not looking at yesterday. They're looking at this day today. So how do you get a team to buy into that?
Well, I think it comes back to that we've had fun together every single day. And even yesterday when we saw that we were in the poll, and I thought, do I bring it up or do I not? And decided to right at the very first of practice. But I think the message that I tried to convey is, let's enjoy every moment. And when we get on that bus tomorrow to go to Wisconsin, let's enjoy the bus ride. It's not just about enjoying on the field together. It's about enjoying this team experience, because they really are a great team and they're great teammates. And so, they're going to look back on this. You hear this from so many alumni when their career's over, and they say, what I would give to just have one more bus ride, or what I would give to just have one more practice, or whatever it might be. And so I just really want to drill that down and have them experience the richness of the team experience, and then hopefully some more victories come along the way.
You feel like maybe those super seniors, especially those, your captains, have played into that too, knowing, hey, this is it for them. They seem to be really embracing this last ride.
Yes, Liv Farrell, I'll start with her. She's worked so hard all of her career. I mean, I don't think anybody's outworked that young lady. Of all the players I've coached, nobody's outworked Liv Farrell. And what she's doing this year, it's really started like in the fall. Sometimes I'll ask questions at the end of practice, and one day the answer, I can't remember the question, but the answer to her question is, every day feels like a gift.
Wow.
So imagine that perspective. Let's just zoom out and imagine that perspective in life. And she's taking that perspective every single day. And I think it's easy to feel joyful when you feel that every day's a gift.
Absolutely. And then the 1-2 punch and all of the pitchers, but Courtney and her really seem to feed off of each other. Yeah. We had both of them in here, and they talk about their best friends. And you saw Liv when she came in on Sunday, I got your back, and was emotional about it. They seem to be quite the 1-2 punch together too.
Yes. And so proud of the pitchers. Carly and also KK, they're all a very connected, cohesive unit. And you don't always see that with pitching staffs. And they really are. They buy into who's the most important pitcher on the team, the one that's on the mound with the ball in their hand at that moment. And they're all celebrating each other's successes. And that's, as a coach, that really fills your heart.
That's amazing. Can you take me back to March 15th when you were at San Diego? You guys lost those 2 games, but then right after that was when the streak started. Did you see something click, or did it all just come together? Was there anything one particular? Has it been a gradual build? What's gone into it?
Well, there were a lot of things that night. It was very emotional with MJ Knighton on the other end of the doubleheader. And they felt that for me. I was crying at home plate, But it was interesting because that was the only day this whole season that kind of looked at our team and went, I don't really know who we are right now. And I think they felt the same way. And after the doubleheader, we stood in right field and we were talking a little bit, but it was clear that we just needed to get it behind us because it wasn't indicative of who we were. But yet, not get it behind us in the sense that we were just going to forget about it. We were going to take it to heart, and I think everybody did that in their own way because there wasn't a lot of discussion after that. But I think we all knew that we didn't want to feel that again. We'd been feeling too many good feelings that we didn't want to feel that again. And then we just went to work. And I really think, we hadn't practiced in a while. We'd been playing a lot. And then we got to Kansas. And the Friday, we were weathered out. And we were able to get an indoor facility. And we went in and we had a great practice. And we all just went, wow, it feels good to practice. And that's the kind of program that we are. We're a team that we like to keep developing, we like to keep growing, getting better as the season goes. And I've never been so excited, and I don't think the players have ever been so excited about a 3-hour practice.
It's awesome. Visiting with Nebraska head softball coach Rhonda Revelle. Well, can you take me back to Sunday? I know you guys are one day at a time, and you don't like to look back too much, but man, what an amazing day. Comeback all weekend was special with the dedication of Ace's Place and the sweep over Minnesota. But if you go back to Sunday, down 8-1, was there ever a moment that the dugout got down, that you doubted, hey, this team could come back from this?
No. And it wasn't. We weren't talking about let's come back. We were talking about, again, being in the moment. They've just been so good about being in the moment. And it's like they're all up to bat with, it's 17 versus 1. That's our motto. And they were all up to bat with each other, and it was just like, let's pass the bat. Let's pass the bat. And the one thing, we've had some come from behind victories, not like this year, but we put up a 3-spot immediately after that. And I think that kind of stops the momentum of the other team a little bit. So the fact that we didn't come completely back at once, but we stopped the momentum quickly. And I'm not sure that they scored again after that 6-run inning, but we just kept grinding away. And then our 7, 8, and 9 in our lineup all weekend long, but then Peyton Glatter comes up with a huge opposite field grand slam. I mean, that's big.
I mean, it is. This lineup is just so daunting, and you got somebody different stepping up, hitting a big bomb when you need it at any given moment. I mean, Caitlin Nill, you have so many people. A lot of people want to talk about Billy, but really 1 through 9, this lineup is so dangerous. When did you think or realize that, hey, this is a pretty talented lineup from top to bottom?
Really pretty early, probably weekend 2. Weekend 1, we were still trying to find our team legs together, but weekend 2, when we went to New Mexico State and we had a few grand slams and a couple run rules and back-to-back home runs, I think, in the middle of the lineup, and we got Cami Ibarra. She was out the first weekend, and we got her back in the lineup, and we started to roll that way. I think that's when we realized, we all collectively started to realize we've got something here. And, it's interesting because I get the stat line for the weekend after the weekend, and if I put them all together weekend after weekend, it's different people stepping up because, hitting's hard. So it's hard to be hot every weekend, and there are different people that are hot different weekends, and it's really been helpful.
And not only that, you guys, everybody wants to talk about what you do at the plate, but defensively, you guys are among the Big Ten best, the nation's best, turning double plays, all of that kind of stuff too. And your players, when they come in, they all kind of have the same message that it is separate. When it's like almost like 2 different games, and they approach it as such. So how have you got them to buy into that mentality as well? That there's a lot of players that might take a bad play in the field to the plate or a bad at bat to the field, but they seem to completely separate the two.
Yeah. We've done a lot of intentional work with our sports psychologist, Dr. Mariah Bullock, in the off season. And it was, week by week, we set some performance goals led by her, guidance. And some of them were offensive, some were defense, some were pitching. And so that's, I think, how we've been able to compartmentalize it. And our defense takes it very personally to do their part. Do my job. And we understand that our pitchers are working to try to roll us ground balls. We understand that when a runner gets on first, we're looking to turn a double play. And so that's been part of our MO. And so we take a lot of pride in that. And when we feel like we fall short on defense, and I say we because I'm the infield coach, that we all, it's like, okay, we got to shore this up. And so that's a really important part of our success.
I remember when you came in here and we were previewing the season, you had talked about, hey, the infield's pretty locked in and the outfield, we're going to see how that goes. But, man, some of your outfielders, they've made some Sports Center top 10 catches. They have been tremendous in the outfield. You have to be pleased with how they've come along this season, too.
Really, really proud of them. And they're a young group. And, just most recently we put Brooke over in right field. And on Sunday she had a tremendous catch. And I talked to her after. She goes, man, I thought I was going to get to dive, and then all of a sudden I was there. Like, she was disappointed that she couldn't dive for it. I'm like, well, that just shows you that you have an extra gear there, Brooke. And she just giggled.
That's awesome. Hey, Trev was on the show on Monday night, and he was joking that hopefully none of the bulbs are out of the scoreboard because your team just keeps smashing the scoreboard. Is the scoreboard all okay? You don't have any bulbs out, right?
It's actually netted. There's a net protecting it, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to bring this up, too, because I talked about it last night on Sports Nightly, but on their day off, this team went to a nursing home to volunteer their time. They didn't have practice. They didn't have any team obligations. It was their regulated day off, and they chose to go together as a team to visit some of their pen pals that they've been writing to. How special is that as a coach to see that these players, I mean, they're in the middle of an 18-game win streak. They're playing really well. A lot of people talking about them, hyping them up, but they want to take a step back and go give back to their community.
Yeah. Well, that didn't just start yesterday either. And you really have to look at Carly Sievers, who is our leader in that area. But to the credit of the players, they've all not only bought into it, they're genuinely invested. I had lunch with several of them yesterday and said, how was it? And, you could just feel how special that was to them. And they, it started during COVID. And when Carly realized that a lot of people that are shut in are probably lonely, and especially elderly people. And so they started their Pen Pal program. And that Pen Pal program has not only grown, it's blown up to the point that it's not just writing now, it's visits.
Yeah.
And consistent visits. I mean, this is ongoing. This isn't something that they're trying to get recognition for. It's something that's in their hearts. And I love them for it. And I love Carly for just being the leader of the pack there. And she's so, it's so who she is. That's Carly Sievers to her core, to watch her work in that vein.
And it was so cool to see how proud she was of her teammates and how, she was bragging on them and their relationships to me, telling me about the stories. And one of those, Ava Bredwell, who's the Big Ten Freshman of the Week, and she was one of the last people to leave. Yeah. And Butch, her pen pal, is taking all the credit for the 18-game win streak and Ava's success at the plate, by the way. He's given her some pointers. But that's, how neat is that you got a, Ava's had just such a great weekend, and here she is and wanting to spend time like that, too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And in fact, Carly told me, it was probably around Christmas time, she said, between Ava and McKinley, because Carly's graduating, they want to take the baton and keep this thing going. And in fact, Ava's from the Kansas City area, and Coach Miller has two aunts, both in their late 80s, 90s, that live in the Kansas City area. And Carly and Ava, so Carly drove to Kansas City, and they have taken them on as pen pals, and they went and met with them around Christmas time. Wow. It was unbelievable.
That's going to help, too, give some perspective to these players when you can get so caught up in the game and what you're doing as an athlete, but to have that kind of reminder, that outside reminder of there are bigger things other than the game, too.
Well, and just the joy. The joy it brings others, and to give to others really fills your spirit. And, there's some parents of employees in the athletic department that are pen pals with our softball players, and it's just wonderful.
Well, we're going to continue to talk about that and have some stories coming up, so you guys can stay tuned for that. All right, let's talk at Wisconsin this weekend. What have you seen out of the Badgers? I know they're ranked pretty high in the RPI. Could be a big weekend for you guys.
They are. I think last Monday they were ranked 31 in the RPI.
I think they're up to 24 now, 24, 25.
I think 27. I don't know. You probably know better than I do.
Well, I know Ohio State, Wisconsin are right there neck and neck.
Oh, yeah.
So you have two big weekends coming up.
We do. Here's the thing about Wisconsin. They are very well coached. They never beat themselves. They pitch well. They try to induce ground balls, kind of like we do. Maddie Schwartz is their main pitcher. She started 10 of their 12 games and appeared in 11 of their 12 conference games so far. And she's just crafty. She spins the ball well. She keeps the ball down in the zone. She changes speeds. And they just find ways. And, you know, they got the best of us here last year. And so that's not lost on me that, you know, they have the upper hand right now, and we're going to have our work cut out for us. But I like the way we've approached our business. You know, like I said yesterday, we talked about getting in the top 25, and I thought I should mention it, but we were right back to work. There was just no hype. In fact, I heard from a parent this morning that they're in a family chat, and the daughter said, "Stop the hype. We've got work to do." And I love that.
That's awesome. And we'll probably have you on again, but you had a great crowd out this weekend. And I know we're really pumping up the Indiana series. Let's break the record. So how important is that to have Husker fans show up for you guys at series 2?
Well, I know you've heard other coaches say this, but it really is electric. I mean, literally electric. Like, I feel the electricity going through my body. And I can be standing out there at third base focused on the task at hand, but you feel it. And it's amazing, and it does impact. It really does impact us.
Well, Coach Revelle, appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend. And boy, man, this team's been so fun, and they've been such a pleasure to get to know. We were talking before we started recording that they're such great people off the field, too, and have such great personalities. So they're playing good softball, but then they're also just a joy and a pleasure to be around as people as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. They really are really awesome, outstanding human beings.
All right, that is Rhonda Revelle with Nebraska Softball. They'll hit the road this weekend at Wisconsin. All right, we're going to step aside for a quick break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline, and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major. Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Attention anyone standing near a mud puddle. Trucks and Bucks is back, so take cover. The Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game is roaring down the road again. And this year, we're giving away 8 blue 2022 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. So buy a $2 Trucks and Bucks ticket today. You could win a new Ford F-150 and make a real splash in your neighborhood. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Nice jitterbug move, and it's bouncing to the outside 40 to the 50-yard line to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
This Monday, tune into Sports Nightly for the Nebraska Football Radio Show with Huskers head coach Scott Frost at 6 p.m. Central. Listen along with your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Got a text on our text line. Rhonda, sweeping those pesky Badgers would be most welcome. Plus, I believe your team can do it. Best wishes to you and your Husker team. Besides winning 18 in a row, your pitching is what has impressed me the most. I wish them well for continued success. Nice to compliment with home runs to round out a comeback. No doubt about that. Appreciate that text on our Woodhouse Auto Family text line. All right, I went a little long with Coach Revelle, so we're going to work in our final break, and we're back to wrap up the show next here on Sports Nightly.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Monday nights are now famous for something else. Powerball. That's right, Powerball is adding Monday nights to the lineup so you have more days to play. Plus, with a starting jackpot in the millions, you don't want to pass up this chance to score a bundle of money. Get pumped for Powerball with drawings Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jeb Brandt in Hastings, DJ Robertson in Aurora, or Callie Schilke in Imperial.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey, Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Welcome back into Sports Nightly, our final segment of our final show of the week. I talked about it a little bit in hour number one, but a night at the Lead coming up on Sunday, a special night for Husker athletics, celebrating all kinds of academic, community service, and athletic success by our teams. And I mentioned the 4 categories that are going to be given out for athletic awards. One of those, Female Athlete of the Year, and I challenged Tim and Andrew back there to come up with a list of nominees, and then I'll give you the actual nominees. Tim, who did you guys come up with for Female Athlete of the Year?
Well, it was a torturous debate. Andrew and I went back and forth a lot. My final 4 here went Jazz Shelley was 4th, Maddie Kubik 3rd, Billy Andrews 2nd. I really was tempted to put her first, especially what she's doing right now. But I went with Lexi Rodriguez at number 1 just because a National Freshman of the Year, first-team All-American, first-team All-Big Ten, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. I know she's eligible for newcomer as well, but I had to do it. That's just dominance.
So the actual nominees, the official nominees, Billy Andrews, so you got that one, Lexi Rodriguez, Maddie Kubik, and Jenna Rogers from Nebraska Track and Field. So those are the nominees. We'll have the winners. We'll know the winners on Sunday, and we'll bring them to you next week. So, okay, Men's Athlete of the Year, who you got?
Ooh, this was another tough one. But for men's athlete, the ranking in reverse order here, I went Berger Lambrechts Jr. at 4th, Eric Schultz 3rd. Again, went back and forth on this with myself all day. But Bryce McGowan 2nd, Ridge Lovett number 1. Ridge getting to the national showdown with a little shout out to my grandpa. He's a Cornell alum and a wrestling alum with their program there, loves Yanni. And we were rooting against each other in that one. But yeah, I got to give Ridge a huge hat tip on that, making it that far.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so the actual nominees for this Sunday show, Spencer Schwellenbach, Mason Connor, Berger was also in there, and Ridge Lovett also. So we got to move quickly on these last 2. Women's Newcomer of the Year, who did you guys come up with?
I went with Lexi Rodriguez winning it. I did. Jenna Rogers was in my top 4, Alexis Markowski, Jazz Shelley, but Lexi, once again, I had to be consistent.
And the nominees, the official nominees, Jazz Shelley, Alexis Markowski, Lexi Rodriguez, and Lindsay Krause. So 2 volleyball, 2 women's basketball there on that nominee list. Final one, Men's Newcomer of the Year.
Yeah, this one was pretty obvious. I think Andrew and I were in agreement here. Bryce McGowan's was our newcomer of the year. For us, at least, that was obvious. I put Chris Heiser in there. He was fantastic for men's gymnastics. Samari Toure was my 3rd choice. I think Andrew had him 2nd. And then Alex Talley, I put him 2nd. Just an absolute dominant transfer. So he falls under that newcomer category.
I like it. I like it. A little bit different than the final list, but the actual nominees that will be up for the award on Sunday, Max Anderson, Bryce McGowan's, Chris Heiser, and Alex Talley. Unbelievable addition to Nebraska Track and Field. So again, those are the nominees for the athletic awards. There will be lots of awards handed out on Sunday. It's such a cool event. You're going to see all kinds of awesome attire on the red carpet all over Instagram, social media, and we will be streaming it live on Huskers.com, a night at the Lead. Just what an amazing event to honor and celebrate all these student athletes. So that's Sunday, I believe, starting around 7 o'clock, 7:30, I think is the official program, but stay tuned on Huskers.com to be able to check that out and watch that. And we have got a busy weekend coming up this weekend here inside our Huskers Radio Network studios, starting with baseball and softball tomorrow. Softball 2:50 will be the pregame show for that one, 5:30 for baseball. And then volleyball is back on Saturday, the spring match, 4:30 in Grand Island. We will have The pregame show starting at 4:30, match starting at 5 o'clock. And also want to make sure that you guys pencil this in as well. On Monday, big show. We'll have the head football coach, Scott Frost, will be in hour number 1, and Will Bolt will be in hour number 2 for his regular scheduled appearance. So make sure you stick around or stay tuned for that one. Greg Sharpe will be back for that one. All right. Thank you so much for listening tonight, and thanks to Tim and Andrew for participating and helping us navigate the show. Lindsey Krause, Rhonda Ravel, Sydney Gray, and have a great weekend. Fun weekend full of Husker sports. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Don't let the cold winter worry you. As Nebraska's leading supplier of propane, you can count on Sapp Brothers to keep your family warm this winter. You're like family, and your safety is the #1 priority of Sapp Brothers. When it comes to your propane needs, Sapp Brothers has you covered. Visit www.sappbros.net/petroleum to find your local Sapp Brothers propane expert. Celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests, Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
We make car buying easy at Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley, Iowa, where we have a full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. See what Chevy has to offer and explore the 2022 Equinox. This small SUV is thoughtfully designed to put you at the center of attention. Plus, versatility and comfort meet to make a bold first impression. Show your style through every mile and craft your Chevy your way. Find new roads in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseGM.com.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
As the Huskers head to the 7th inning stretch, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with the new system. Call or visit soshvac.com today.
SOS